I think I'm ready, and the blog is also ready. Let me also get ready. Okay. Welcome to my live stream. I think that I'm getting to know all about how to project a speech in front of people, in front of anybody. Although I suffer sometime, thousands of words just thrown, and I used to say pop, but yeah, it appears it usually pops up in my brain, and it is completely my choice that what kind of popping of thoughts I should pick up as fast as possible, then make as it as a sentences. As you train, I'm speaking really frank. Oh, my belly is trying to. Okay, now it's correct. Okay, yes, that was good. Okay, I was planning to join or to do martial arts or boxing on my own in future. But I have to get settled in my sales career first. I'm kinda excited, a little nervous, and sometimes it really got my nerves. And your brain does not think anything particular, and he seems very confused because he feels very powerless. That is the beauty of the brain. That is one of the thoughts that your brain pops up from your mind, and you are forced to think that if it is coming or if I'm getting confused, it can be real. Of course, it can be real. But remember, you had set your uh, checkpoints or not checkpoints, uh, checklist, not checklist. It was it was in game. It was called checkpoint. I would say a limit. You had already set a revival point. I'm not remembering the word. Uh, yes, revival point. You had already set a revival point that what kind of thought I can generate in earlier times in Safdarjung Hospital. That was surely a great practice had been done by me. But I would say that the most of the thoughts or most of the communication done at the time was completely very, very, very baseless, but very confident yet. I was not getting so frustrated by my own statement. But now I'm totally picking out a lot of thoughts, a lot of words from my own mind without getting any kind of jealousy with oh I got jealousy by the way. In between I got jealousy. And yet I can't wait to let that jealousy go into the drain. I had to face that. So to face any kind of fear, you need courage, and then it would be slowly starts to weakening down. A fear cannot be never uh, disappear. It only can be weakened out. A lot of fear can be generated in a lot of people. I would say that every people have different kind of fear, and I am also one of them. But I do not want to let my fear to rule over myself. I had done a lot of paperwork. I had done a lot of struggle not to be get pointed out, but yes, a lot of struggle to pick up the right thing from my mind and think in a specific way. I got into the depression. I take so many medicines, no need to get ashamed of, because I think that at some point of your life, if you are getting away from your path and you're so much confused that you are about to take your life, I would say that it is uh, it is fine to take anyone's help if it is helping you to get out from that situation. So I take help from my mother, and that was my last attempt, by the way. I was thinking that if by any chance that treatment also does not work on me, I do not know what will I do, but I just tried it. It works. It works in a way that I had set a limit, that is taking a some amount of fear, or weaken some amount of fear from my inner self, because I believe that I can reach into that point any moment of time, not within my control. But if I try and if I fight with that with courage, so I had to write it down in my map. I had already sent you those. In previously, I was really much more focused about how am I looking and how am I speaking to anybody's I'm meeting. And while focusing on that, I really forget all of my lines I was about to say, and I was making it through my mind. Oh, okay. I would talk about framework, and right now, what I'm talking about? Yes, I had set a limit. I had set a limit which I can trust upon. And not only trust upon the communication, or not only trust upon my thinking skills, but trust upon not only not only focused, or not only limited to one thing, but I can apply this into almost every kind of thing. Can apply it almost every kind of thing. Like right now, I am observing myself, and it's sure I do not know really that what kind of fear and what kind of things in future I have to face, and it would stole away my sleep from the midnight, and how much I will suffer in the future. But I think that this will help me to remember my endurance to any pain and the courage to fight it, even though I am completely clueless how to get out from it. But I will do that. Right now, I'm thinking much about my writing while uh, while choosing the thoughts from my brain, and that is really slow, very distracting, and not good as I really think. Okay, we have to talk about framework. So we can use the I'm writing here. Okay? You can see me. I'm looking fat, at the same time very fit. Is that the correct posture? Because I I stay like this, like my body. Wait a minute. Like my body is little bend over, and I also completed remain like this. My friends pointed towards this. Although my belly uh, plays a very significant role. But I would say that leaning at front side would definitely improve my posture than this. Okay, okay, okay. That would that would do a good. And if I get up from my mental hurdle, I think that it would be very much easy to focus on these kind of things, because I do not think that my body posture, my way of speaking, or how do I look does matter to me anymore at that much extent. And the things I can change, I can definitely try on that. And if I can't change, just accept the defeat. Just accept the defeat if you can't achieve at that moment of time. It would be very helpful to move on to the next thought and to do really a great job while choosing a framework in your sentences, not getting attached or not getting tagged along in your the previous thoughts. If you're not able to solve anything, means you're stuck. You're stuck into that thought. If you're stuck into any kind of problem, it's better to accept your defeat at that moment of time, and if possible, move further to see if you find out any kind of pattern in your thinking process, or in the problem that you are seeing. So just accept the defeat is really just accept the defeat is really a good uh, strategic plan. Okay, so what kind of strategic planning I had to, okay, this we can, okay, what kind of strategic planning we are talking about? Strategic planning, okay, that is also helping me to writing down and improve my writing. Strategic planning, okay. Huh. Strategic planning is to my main goal is to get your thought really fucked, really moving. Well, I think that, well, I do not think that any ADHD exists. It's all fear. It's nothing. It's all fear. Okay, and do not let me believe on that thing, because I do not want this thing to get into my dream and get into my momentum of thinking. Because I think that if I can achieve this much far goal and I can come at this far, so I can even do a lot better things. To get your thoughts really running like fast, like ADHD, I would love to mark it as gift, gift from God. Nice. Gift from God, God gifted or gifted God, God gifted to whatever it would. आगे पीछे. Fast ADHD, you have to accept one thing. You had to accept the previous thought. It mainly it should be majorly it should be positive. And how it is positive and it is going negative? If you are getting frustrated, like how to recognize that, recognizing it can have a lot of factor, like frustrating, confusing, low energy, jealous, sad, angry, any kind of negative feeling, excited, sometimes excited, okay? Sometimes you can be excited, it would be some time and it would be majorly, okay? What is my point? That sometime the excitement can be very troublesome while being in the situation when somebody had been recognizes you or appreciated you for any good thing. You can just react very excited, very short moment of time, and accept that fact, okay? So you have to accept that fact. It is positive or it could be negative, okay? Okay. Oh, and negative also. Mainly this is, okay? Mainly we have to accept the negative, okay? Then we can move the further positive attitudes or positive thoughts. While some thoughts can hold you back in some moment of time, some importance moment of time, in which somebody can, like in this situation, somebody can deceive you. My writing is very bad, by the way. Deceive you. I wonder that what will happen when I will present my presentation in front of salesmen in that company. So in this, I think that that can also get my nerves on and make me very confused and scared. But it's just all part of life. Excited and also not getting excited by your own intelligence, because it's never enough, and knowledge and control over your emotions is never enough. When you think it is enough, your mind gets start to out of control. You have to keep your mind trained like a yogic, like a athlete, and you can perform a task well better. Because I do not think that I can understand my brain very in a nice way, because no one in the past, I think, had even a great scientist had able to achieve proper control over their brain. So your brain is working for you. By the way, if you are very happy and if you are thinking in a correct way, you are accepting every defeat. You are playing with the rule. You can easily get take profit if you are playing you. If you follow rule, okay, you will get definitely you will definitely get um, you will definitely get easy to play, okay? It's good to ask questions, but if you think, but I would say exceptional if okay, exceptional if you ask too many questions, you can get confused. You really can get confused. You have to solve the previous problem, okay? Solves the remaining one. I had already have to achieve a goal, which is my career. After achieving that, I can move further to the higher goal of achieving moksha. I do not think as of now that I'm really capable of achieving moksha, because a lots of worldly thing, like Sri Krishna used his brain rather than just sitting at the corner. I want to use my brain at that way. That would be a great idea. Then, if I think that I had been get away from all of the desires, because desires really pull. towards it. So I'm not fond, or I'm not very satisfied with all of the desires, but I want to satisfy all of these success of knowledge, of thinking, of emotional control. And then whenever I get bored of it, I get all of the knowledge related to this useful thing that I think that is useful for now, which is very great. I would not confuse myself to rather different kind of theories for the current time, and not let anybody, and it is also the advice for you, not let anybody to change your theory so easily. Get onto your theory, even it is wrong. It is the best moment of the time to get into that theory, to visit every part of it. And in the future maybe somebody is uh, performing the same mistake, it would be a very great pleasure that you can easily make them understand, you can easily guide them in the proper way. So finding out, because life at the end of the day, you have to die. So it is better that we're not wasting your you are using, or you are uh, making something out of it, that life that you had got, other getting confused. And I would say that, yes, I have to talk about framework. Thanks for reminding. I would say that confusions confusions is due to thousands thoughts per second. I would say that it can be possible. A person can be mad. We are very good at filtering those thoughts, but not suppressing it in a right way. A person can be got mad, but really picking out training this picking out skills, you can strengthen your framework while thinking of some framework. You can't achieve that much easily. Okay, you can achieve framework skills. Okay, these kind of thinking, I had almost take 3.5 years to choose this option within my brain. For now, no, not for now. At least I think that I have some limiter. Okay, so something I had to remember for most of my life when I get confused. Okay, which is, sorry, you don't have to see my ass, by the way, but there is another note section. Something I had to remember. Remembering, remembering, accept, acceptance, defeat. Okay, defeat cracks. Oh, I am looking very fat. Whatever. You have, I have to change. Really, it looks so uncomfortable. Okay, that's fine now. It's feeling my attention. Remembering acceptance. Then we had limiter. Limiter is a true reminder. Reminder. Uh, this is the two things I think. Hmm. What was that? Devoting to others, or uh, devoting or contributing to others. Contribute, devote to others. I think that, oh my god, sorry for that. Okay. Since I have all this backup options, I can still feel a lot of fatigue, a lot of loss, loss in my upcoming future. But I think that acceptance, limiter, reminder, and contribute, devote to others would be then the in my some kind of subconscious mind. Let me picturing it. Acceptance, dif- limiter, and contribute, devote to others. I hope that I would remember that, because that is the anchor. That is the anchor. How anchor is looked. Hmm. 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 That is the anchor. Is that correct? Something look like that. Okay. That is the anchor that will help me to stick to the strong emotions and willpower, because I really doubt myself. If I would say that, who you doubt most in your life, I would say that myself. I believe in I even did not believe in others also, but I also doubt on myself. So there is nothing, no one I can rely on. So contribute and devote to others means you are very dependent on others. That is good thing. You also have to not depend on your brain, but yes, submissive towards the intellect. Okay. Submissive, submissive towards intellect. Yeah, not let it take hijack you, because the more you let your brain move, the more you let your brain move, the more it is, the more good it is. Okay. It is better to not stick to one thought. I can't every thought arising within my brain. It can get me confused. Okay, it can also weaken my framework skills. Here I had left something. I didn't remember it properly. Taking every time will improve the framework skills. Also, um, same time, if you get too less courage and get quite framework skills, framework skills can also go down. Okay, so accept the defeat and not let it. No, okay. No matter how much I win or how much I lose, it is good to keep your brain moving. I think that it is almost full. I had written on that. I did not done my academics. Yes, I would start from tomorrow. I'm damn sure. Well, I didn't had my schedule ready for it yesterday. I do not know that after how long I can wake up from my sleep. Also, I had to train, schedule. Okay, it's really scare me. Still, morning very scare me. Morning scares me. I would say that morning scares me. Like मॉर्निंग में तो एक्सेप्ट करो भाई डिफीट सबसे ज्यादा मॉर्निंग में एक्सेप्ट करो भाई तुम अभी बहुत वीक हो ओके इन मॉर्निंग यू आर वीक मेरे पिछले क्या लिखा था set a routine of making a bed even you are not able to achieve the morning routine please accept the defeat okay I had set routine if failed not intentionally by the way it can also get me through the trouble if it is failed accept defeat of my hand was losing its control routing accept defeat what was I saying accept defeat because the most fragile moments I think it's for everyone I take it more serious because I had never faced that kind of pressure due to my career my sales so it let me believe at that moment of time and very for a very long time that yes in the morning it is I'm very weak and I will lose everything if I do not remember I need to do. Okay, so accept the defeat. Let your mind roam in the morning. Do not have to force very forcibly. And if you reminded, luckily, I would say in contrary, luckily, uh, luckily, if you reminded, it is best to train. Okay, train to get back to the out for what either word we can use not machine high functioning intellect high functioning intellect and sometimes I would like to talk about some of the people uh, yes they are my friends but I'm not that much social and need not to be that much social so I can't get adapt to their behavior, so it bothers me sometimes. Because in college, we have so many people to pull you back indirectly. You get very clueless what they are up to. But I think that if I really use my brain fast, I can be in the safe side. Right? Do not have to make the profit every time. It's all in your social mind and the main framework. The main goal of a framework is to master the calculation. I'm really afraid of this word, but really master the calculation to make a map because map really need a long-term vision. It all subconscious vision, by the way. The more you elongate your vision, the more you can actively pick the things from your subconscious mind. No need to force listening to your. Do not force listen. Okay, don't have to focus on the writing for the current moment of time. But I think that for with my current posture, I also have to work on my writings which I had did not done in my childhood. But everyone got the improvement time throughout their life. And I'm not that quite old. And even though I'm quite old, it's hard to accept. But at last, we do not got many options left. And I think that I can do that sales job. Need to proud my not only luck, my skills, habit, skills, framework skills, and dealing with all frustration, confusion, low energy. Because I think that I am getting comfortable with myself, but with other people, it is still very untrained and uncertain and very hidden backstabbing from my corporate office. But if I keep myself, my brain very healthy to all these negatives, and train my brain, I can easily map out and do not. I was at that time, I was very mistaken that mapping out needed to be visualized in your brain. That is not completely true at all. Visualization occurs very much automatically. Like right now, I'm visualizing every step, but not like having the picture within my brain. Oh, sorry. I was doing very professionally. So the book was nice, and I think that before reading or before improving my further skills or further things which I needed to implement in my work, I had to put down all of the sales things to read because I'm good with my own psychology and own way of thinking. Yes, it took a lot of diary stock or a lot of pages to work on to set up a specific mind from which I can work on. And finally, I got the framework. What I would call up my framework, I would say that picking up psychology, picking up theory. The psychology should be named picking up theory. Okay, picking up theory is actively picking up of your own thoughts and strengthen it in such a certain way that you can really punch it in a very good manner and train every skill. Low health. So tomorrow, do not have to write, but focus on my academics, focus on my thinking, the unsolved issues had to solve, and whatever got in front of my, I will see on that. Can't predict what would be the it will seem or what kind of day I have to witness in future. Okay, we can't think a lot about that, but the unresolved issue automatically pop up within my brain, which can be solved very much. And I think that I had not mastered the thought mind mapping. Yes, because I'm focused on writing these sentences. It is shifting my attention again and again. And I had pushed or leaned towards easy plasticity or easy changing my direction, 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 direction. What is the word? Direction, direction. Direction is pretty comfortable word, by the way. Is direction is fumbling me up. We'll see it further. So, well, I forgot the thing. Well, mapping is not still. It is shifting my direction of the or the. It is shifting my attention again to my writing. The writing should be improved. While writing, I can also came up with a thought picking process without focusing on writing because I think that writing should be so much automatic. It just help to slow your brain down. It is not meant to be shift your attention to the writing. That is all the thing in the life you had to maintain in the same principle. Okay, like making video, I was so concerned at earlier that making video is very conscious, but I left it. It did not make me nervous anymore, and focus on making the mind map, solving my problems. And so now the same thing happening with my writing. So needed to be also work on writing while thinking, solve the problems, solve the clients which I had never met. But we had clients every day. We deal with different people every day. Do not have to take burden on them. Just enjoy, understand, just involvement, the situation. And if you feel someday tired, just stick up to your script. Okay, and some of the key points marker. That is good. And that is how I remember. That is how a therapist really think about it. He picks a lot of things from his mind and doing it a lot of times and improving it every day. I would say that we can have a proper kind of debate personality skills. Like I have been written that a person had been developed a certain kind of personality in which he can drawn a certain amount or a certain choices of thoughts from specific drawers from his mind about a specific point that everyone want to discuss on. So I was thinking that um, if I remain on this path, because first time in the history, I'm thinking that my theory is getting to the right on the point. It is all making sense. Even though I'm not remember all these things because it is all on subconscious mind. It is not some written or I memorized it. It is all thinking, but everything I will read here, not with proof right now. Everything I would read here, I would remember exact thing that describe my okay, that describe my uh, mental not health mental state. And if I keep uh, moving forward in this direction, I'm damn sure that handling your rapid brain is much more easily will be much more easy, and I would perform good in sales. And for the current moment, I'm very confident that not overconfident, very confident while calculating a lot of things within my brain. And in future, I can move forward from the medicines to some of the machines to take on and to make the deal on, not comparing. Comparison can come at later point of view because you do not know what kind of things can trigger you. And that triggeration really need this large project because I know that a lot of triggers will appears in front of me, which is the common problem of the salesperson. And I rarely like many of the salesperson, except the girl I had saw in the bank. Any other salesperson, I remember. Yes, maybe I had seen in the expo a lot of salesperson. I didn't have the talk with them, but I think that they are professional. I'm not in their level, but I'm training myself. Okay, training myself, not trained by someone. Okay, I do not want to be trained by someone. Training myself, all of the theory made by me. Okay. I really do not believe anymore in someone's theory. I believe in helping them, or I believe in them that they can do from their own way in their own life. But I really do not believe that their way will work in my life because my way of working is different. Okay, so not let yourself influenced. This is also a good point. Not get influenced. Okay, this is God or this phase. I can't make it a canon event because it is nothing like a canon event. It is just a slow and steady path. Oh, a lot is on the way. So after strengthen a little more my thinking on the paper and making a skill like that I can explain many kind of things on the paper. It would be a great benefit in the sales. Okay, because I do not think that explaining a story to somebody will help me to get a higher amounts of sales. Explaining in the form of pictures, writing, it would be very much easy to achieve that sales, whatever the target I'm achieving. And I will give the 100% of my in my first month. Also, uh, focusing on my academics. It is difficult, I think. From the initial stages, a lot of difficulties, a lot of negatives will roam around my head. I did not speak about my exams which I had been left to my parents. I do not want to get highlighted about on those topics because I'm not in the good mind state or mental state. So I think that it is better to keep them out of this. Uh, I'm not clueless. I can handle it in the upcoming exams. Okay, and there's only four exams, so we can take in our own hands. So yeah, there's a lot of courage. It is required in one's mind. So once again, to keep your mind flows. Okay. To retain mind flow. To retain mind flow. Okay. And shit, it is still affecting me. Writing. Not in my genre. It catched. Nice. Nice framework. 50 minutes talking to myself, writing the shits in the paper, clearing out the ideas, and yes, little much, I would say, brainstormed. But yeah, it's uh, occurred or it's has been gone very smoothly. I don't face any kind of specific problems. I don't want to make read this book anymore for the moment, for the current moment of time. We'll see further if I have the mood to hop into once again into these theories. Who knows when we might require them. So tomorrow we'll solve our unresolved issues. We'll do some household chores, some cleaning, whatever I would remember. Then we would completely focus on my academics. And work. Yes, so I had to. Nice reminder, bro. I had to buy lip balm, Boroplus, and also clean my scooty. I sincerely apologized. Apologize. 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 I apologize. Yeah. I apologize. I apologize. Guys. What the fuck? I apologize. Whatever. I apologize. Yeah. I really ashamed. I am really ashamed, yeah, of myself that I didn't did that. Oh, really. I had a talk with my MR. I was pretty confident. I had very smooth English that time. Came out of my mouth to not judging on my initial stages. That was good. And I also think in framework like I'm thinking right now. Okay, it will take time to get comfortable in front of others. Okay, so fine. Then you have to buy this. What is important? I'm ashamed that I failed to do this simple task my father gave me. And it is also a good factor in the upcoming winter. I had to face a lot of issues, by the way. Nice. I had very many works. Tie up my mosquito net and sleep. Brainstorm just end it. Thank you for watching my live stream. Nobody watched me. That is okay. I will get used to that. It all start from zero. No shortcut. I want to be like an. I get influenced, but I want to have my intellect like Shahrukh Khan. But I think that he had his own brain. He didn't also adapt or using someone's others thinking criteria. Is making his own fundamentals. That is good. He is using his time, keeping himself busy. So yes, so I am not to state any fancy line, but yeah, I will live very pretty normal life. Okay? In the amount of things I have been struggled. Okay, that is normal life. According to me, a single child, it is a bit difficult, but at last, it's not same for everyone. So bye bye. Not anything important to have to say. Good night. It's more than midnight. 12:35. Okay, fine. Wait. I really do not have mood off. I think that I have somebody, which is myself. I really do not want to quit. I want to see if any further anime has been came up. No, no, no. Inexpensive. Mm, 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 mm. No, not anything. Tomorrow for sure. But yeah, while I'm little surprised that while using my phone, I get a glimpse of that panicness. I don't want to take it as or ignore it. I don't, it will cure, but I really yes. There's a past memory is a glimpse of not having focus on the most favorite thing in the world, watching reels, using the phones, solving any kind of problems, and while also talking to my mom and friend on and other people in the neighborhood. It still got my nerves, but I think that it has been not practiced. Still, we'll get used to it. So after still not wanting to leave it, I had to leave it. Sorry, my friend, I do not have anything much valuable or uh, meaningful to discuss on. For the moment, I can't remember. But for at least celebrating a thousands of videos, not thousands, hundreds of videos, I just talk with myself a lot of issues for the 1 hour. That is more than enough. I'm looking very attractive. My voice, no miracles. Bye.